Afternoon, Brandon. How are we doing?
What about yourself?
Yeah, very good. So, firstly, thanks for jumping on board this call to go through your testimony from your 90-day program you've done with me on the Abz Method, and just a few questions back and forth of, what you enjoyed, what you found difficult, what you learned, etc. And that's pretty much it. So, within the 90 days, by the end of it, you was able to gain 2.6 kg in lean muscle. And I think, from the aims which you set at the beginning, you managed to achieve that. So just speak to me a little bit about how you found the 90 days, like what worked for you.
On those days, it's very useful because before I did it, I was going to doing workouts that I thought would work, eating whatever I thought would. But when I first started, I really realised that I'm not eating properly. I'm not doing an all-round workout, getting every part of my body.
Yeah.
And for that, I stay consistent with my eating and doing it properly.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the best parts was when you came to what I was doing wrong, and everything, how to do everything properly.
When I came and done my one-on-one with you, just to go through a few bits and pieces and sort of speak through the intensity and stuff. Yeah, no, I found that massively beneficial by doing that with you. And I think when you came on board, you was already at a great sort of what I call foundation. You was going regularly. You're at a young age, so it was just more a case of fine tuning with yourself. So by creating the program with you, obviously you probably never hit legs twice a week, and then obviously with the upper body sessions was culminating push and pull, a lot of compound movements, and obviously trying to build those areas to sort of create that sort of physique, like that upside down triangle. And you can see on your final photos, especially in your back and your shoulder areas, and even your chest, you massively developed. So speak a little bit more, because obviously we had to massively increase your calorie intake, because obviously we want to increase lean muscle, and you said you've always struggled a little bit to put size on. So we had to increase the calorie intake, and obviously a lot of carbs. Obviously, carbs is four parts to 1 water, stored in the muscle and liver. So we put you on average about 3,500 calories a day. So yeah, let us know about that.
At first, it was very hard because I realized before I was eating, but I wasn't a big breakfast guy, so I wasn't waking up making breakfast. But then I realized after that the best way to start is having breakfast, break, lunch, dinner. If you miss one, then it's hard to break it up every few hours. You need to try and do it all at once. You should get bloated, not really the best.
Yeah.
So trying to eat as much as I can and having a few set one thing really better for calories. It really helped because instead of eating, wake up and like some porridge, some avocado, eggs. I started off with white bread. You told me you have sesame seed bread or bagels, which were better for me, and I started having bagels now, which are much better for. And for dinner, make sure I'm getting the right amount, weighing the right amount of food, make sure I'm getting the right amount for that day. It's very important at this point. I definitely wasn't doing it before I started.
Okay, brilliant. So you're sort of coming away from the sort of the 90 days, you feel now you're more educated and structured in what you need to incorporate within your sort of daily food
I'm much.
intake. Okay, that's really positive. So that's a massive tick in the box. What about, how did you find sort of with regards to you know use of the app and sort of log in everything?
That was very useful. It's quite easy to use. You got to, with the food, you got to find what options you had. Quite easy, and the app actually do workouts pretty easier because you can check. It tells you each week what you did. Tells you your your how high you're going, what you're doing. Pretty cool, and it was really good to look back on because I look back on it every week, see how much improved. I went from 26 dumbbells to 30, which was very good.
Brilliant. Okay, that's all good. So what's one piece of advice, or or it could be a few bits, with somebody who's sort of look, if they were looking to come on board with me and they're sort of 50-50 on the fence, what would you say, not necessarily a recommendation, but more like what do you think is the most like things of what they would gain really?
Definitely, they gain more education what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because you know much more than I thought I knew a lot from when I started. I
Okay.
learned a lot from you from doing it.
Appreciated.
Me in my place a little bit to realise I didn't really know much about gym exercise. It's very easy to talk to, go to for anything. So it's a lot better than doing your own, I think.
Okay. All right. So all I would say then is moving forward, you've been an absolute pleasure to work with over 90 days. You've been very responsive. You asked a lot of good questions. As I know the old saying, there's no such thing as a stupid question. You logged your stuff meticulously. If you wasn't able to get in, you always messaged me and you was honest. You logged your food like early on in the stage, like when you got a haircut, for example, like you got like a McDonald's wrap or whatever one morning, but you still logged it, and I like honesty. And I said, that's fine, you've got to get your calories in. However, like, if you can, better alternative. So, like, you knew that yourself, which is great because it's a massive mature response. Definitely developed, like, learnt more, and a joy to work with. And I think now you've got the tools, obviously, to keep carrying on in order to progress even further to build a leaner, sort of bigger muscular physique within the next coming months. So that's really good. So all I would say to you is keep pushing, take everything on board what you've learnt, keep doing it. You know where I am, you can send me a message anytime, and I'm completely here for you. And I look forward to catching up with you soon in person.
I'll make sure to stay consistent, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.